Hello and welcome again to Stocks Advisor channel. Here at our channel we are looking for interesting buy opportunities for US buy stocks. Today we'll talk about Pfizer, traded at New York Stock Exchange, ticker name PFE. Well, Pfizer is a company that started from, let's say, beginning of November. It was showing a new upwards wave based on also news related to formation for almost finalization of anti-COVID vaccine together with Oxford University. We saw the price really made very nice move up, then decline, and kind of now forming kind of a U shape. So actually after finishing the upwards wave and touching moving average 20 here, the green line, we are starting again to grow upwards. And the week was finished, actually the latest trading session was finished with the upper white candle without any shadows, only a tiny small upward shadow is seen here, almost invisible, and the candle itself is standing higher than the previous opening, so it's a candle with a jump up. Now the question is where it's going to go further. Do we really are we able to really expect to further growth until at least the level of almost 40 we saw previously on 9th of November? And if yes, what are the indications there? Also, what are the nearest supports to buy, entry positions, etc. So let's do a quick analysis on that on Pfizer. And before we start, I would like to ask you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you didn't so already, and also press the bell button. This way you will not miss our new videos and new interesting discussions for US buy stocks. So now also, as always, we have at our daily chart, we have 3 moving averages depicted here. It's a green, blue, and red lines correspondingly being moving average 20, 50, and 200. Here on the left, you see their depictions. So coming back to the analysis, first of all, what do we see here? What is really important and good for Pfizer, that long term, its moving average 200 is almost flat linear, slightly elevating. So meaning that the company is doing quite well, and there is a strong expectation in general in the company and also its COVID vaccine, so there is no fluctuation. And moving averages 20 and 50 are only fluctuating around actually the moving average 200 line, therefore the price goes very volatile. Although the price indeed is volatile in the channel from let's say being 30 somewhere by the end of June. And if you look at the volatility channels, so the trading channels for the moment, this is the channel with the lower let's say wall being R1, and the upper wall of the channel is this one actually, and we can call it R2. So actually R1, R2, it's elevating going up channel. It's a narrowing channel, which is a good, meaning that it's always kind of narrowing, that in future it might really turn to higher jump. And we saw a piercing of the channel recently, and it did show that it was actually a piercing, because we started high, immediately went below, and next day we started exactly at the level of the R2. So it's a channel. So now what we see here, we see in this channel there is another trend, can be clearly visible. It's an elevating trend, this one, and it is kind of let's call it T1, and this trend T1 is kind of stealing from R1 its function, so it's becoming more or less, let's say, a new channel wall and narrowing even faster. So we can see here that now we were bouncing from it last week and even almost 2 weeks. So now it's clear move higher towards R2. And this is not only technical move, it's also related to news. So there were recent news again about the vaccine. So it's a double push, you can say, and in that sense, it's very positive. So we can expect moving at least till the R2 level all the way here. And in that sense, this would be actually the target. We can even expect some piercing and go towards 40s. Also, this is combined with the fact that RSI is steadily growing, of course, with some wave here. We saw actually it corresponded to this dark candle here, and it's still growing. It's heading towards overbought area, as we saw previously in the middle of July. So we can see the same effect here. Also, if you look at MACD histogram, you can clearly see that after making a downwards negative wave and making positive wave, which did started to decline somewhere from the middle of November, we are flattening, so it's not really going downwards. So seems like it's going to make a secondary wave. Similarly, we saw in the beginning of July, so double wave. And also this caused the price go with the Z formation actually upwards. The same can be seen here. So we did this big wave, stabilized, and now going, most probably we will see it from next actually trading week, that we will start going higher again. And with this all said, actually we can already say it's a nice bright future technically speaking for this stock, and it's already a buy call, so you can buy at the current price. So anything that is at the opening the same price or a bit lower, it's a strong buy, because also we are sitting in the middle of the elevating channel. There is a volatility line clearly seen here. Let's draw it with the, we can draw it here. So this volatility line can be clearly seen, and it's also narrowing with the channel. So it's the middle of this channel, T1, R2, R1, R2, if you want to call it like that. So anyway, let's call this V1 line. So this V1 line, we're sitting there already, and most probably will go higher towards R2, even higher. So it's already a buy, and then exit higher than R2, just technically trading. You can, of course, take the chance to go high. It still might be that we will create other channel later based on the news, but this would be a little bit, let's say, too early to speak about this. Still, we need to have all technicals and all news settled and defined about how the COVID vaccine is going, anti-COVID vaccine. So for the moment, technically, it's a buy call, and the exit would be anywhere higher than R2. Should the price decline instead of going high, it wouldn't be a major decline. It still might be kind of a volatility jumps. Then, of course, you can say, okay, there are possibilities to average down easily, and you see those supports levels here being formed massively. So this would be the best support line to enter. Let's call it S1 line. So anything in the vicinity of S1, actually at that moment it will be also a moving average 50 would be second enter, and buy the price. Again, as always, we do at our channel to be very safe in our, let's say, analysis, and just to make sure that we are prepared to any situation. Here is another strong support line at the level of 32.50. Let's call it S2, and just in case, not given at all, it's extremely non-probable, but just if price plunders there, it would be another buy in this channel. So between actually moving average 200 and S2, and it's advised to buy with strategy 1, 2, 2, meaning that all money you want to play here is split on 5, and then you buy with portions 1, 2, and 2 according to the analysis given here. What is another important parameter here, and it's momentarily extremely bullish. As I said, it's a double push, it's news-based, but also technical. It's behavior of moving averages 20 and 50, especially 20. If you look carefully here, let's draw it here on below, you see it's going up like this, and the same is true for moving average 50. So these are not only heading up, but also heading up with acceleration. We often use this parameter, it's a very important one, although not always reported, let's say, as a standard information. It's a second derivative of short-term moving averages in these kind of patterns is very important for so-called 20, 50 to 100 pattern, which is the case in this stock. It's when its moving averages are aligned like this, meaning it starts to grow stably, and until this is the case, you can actually keep it short, mid and longer term for profit. So now it's momentarily very bullish because moving averages are going up with acceleration, and it is expected to have some major jump here. At least 10+% should be within next week, at least a week and a half, should be a nice trade for Pfizer. In that sense, company is good technically, but also as a company, it's of course very good, and its fundamentals, its pipeline, everything looks very optimistic and promising here. On this having said, that's all for Pfizer for today. And please do not again forget to subscribe to our channel if you are first time at our channel. Also, as you can see, we give our advices, let's say, in advance to 1 to 5 weeks sometimes. So it means you can watch our previous videos from the channel, see the situation there. Maybe it's just about to happen, so you will be in time to place your price alerts and make the play, make the profit if you like the analysis. With this having said, thank you, and see you at another episode at Stocks Advisor channel.